When I was in university, I went to a theatre show with some friends, and we sat down, and one of my friends said, I bought some snacks. And so I was anticipating a bag of chocolates, some Doritos maybe, and they whipped out carrots with some hummus. And at that time, to me, that was not a snack that you would associate with enjoyment. Like if you were going to the cinema or watching a theatre show or going out, it's not something that I would have picked as a enjoyable snack. So I was literally there like, where's the proper snack? Like where's the popcorn? Where's chocolates? Where's crisps? Where's something that I can munch on that's going to give me joy, that's going to get me excited to watch this? And they just couldn't fathom that, because to them, a nice, enjoyable snack was carrots with hummus. That person, who I still know to this day, has never ever struggled with their weight. It's not really even something that they ever really think about on a day-to-day basis. They don't go around thinking about their next meal. They don't have food noise, that little voice in the back of your head that constantly thinks about food. They generally very healthily. They do enjoy the odd dessert at the end of a meal if they're going out, but if they're eating at home, they tend not to snack. They don't really keep snacks in the cupboard. They eat pretty much straight 3 meals a day, maybe 4 meals a day. If they do have a snack, it'll be a healthy snack. It'll be carrots with hummus. It'll be some dried crispy chickpeas, things like that. They don't really ever get takeaway. They don't ever really get takeout. If they go out to eat, it'll be like intentional. They'll go out to eat at a certain place, a certain type of cuisine that they and their partner are feeling, and they'll get a dessert maybe, and that'll be their like treat. And the point of this is that people like that are very, very different to especially people like myself or anyone else who anybody who's ever struggled with their weight, I would almost bet has never ever been like that. That is just not something that they can associate with. And there's a variety of reasons for that. It could be that person's upbringing, it could be their environment that they're around, and it could just be their genetics as well. It's likely, in fact, an amalgamation of all of that. It's a combination of a genetic predisposition to being overweight, an environment that promotes, like the food that you have around you, that promotes eating more and highly palatable foods and ultra-processed foods. It's, the way that you were brought up maybe in your family, what you enjoyed, what you considered to be fun. All of those things will contribute to you being overweight. My friend doesn't have any of those things. They don't have any affinity to being overweight. They just naturally can maintain a healthy weight without really doing that much exercise, without it being stressful, and without thinking about it too hard. And why this is relevant to you, if you are watching this and struggling to lose weight, is because nowadays, everybody gives their advice and opinion on social media. And most of the time, or a lot of the time, it's because we want something that is very, very mirrorable. That's not a word. We want something that's very easy to copy. We want someone to just tell me what you do so I can copy it, because we're frustrated and we haven't got much time and we've tried a million different things and we don't want to work things out for ourselves, and that takes more effort. And I just what do you do so I can copy it? And you see it all the time on social media. This is what I eat in a day. This is what I do in a day. The problem is, especially as most of that stuff comes from fitness influencers who have been healthy, have been fit their entire lives, the problem with taking what somebody does and copying it to your own life is that it's likely that it's just not relevant to you. If I took what my friend eats in a day, I would get hungry by day 2, and I will start snacking. They won't. The exact same meal plan, the exact same food, and yes, they're slightly different size and they're different weight, and that's fine. But even if I change the amounts to try and equivalent to the size difference between us, I would still get hungry. I can't. They eat a very balanced meal plan, but their food choices don't reflect what I need to make sure that I maintain a healthy weight. I know what I need to do to maintain a healthy weight. You've seen my videos if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know that I pick these foods that are based on these fundamentals of weight loss, which is high satiety foods, low calorie density, reducing an insulin spike, keeping you full. Go and watch those videos. I need to base my foods on that. I need to have high volume. I need to be full. I need to think about what I eat. I tend to meal prep a lot of my foods. I need to eat in advance. If I haven't made it in advance, then when I'm hungry, I tend not to eat the right kinds of foods because I haven't got time and I end up snacking. There's a lot of different reasons why I can't just follow along what somebody else does. And it's the same for you. If you are overweight and struggling, you need to work out what works for you, and that only comes from doing things and then giving yourself an amount of data to work with. You pick someone, you look at what they eat in a day and you follow it. And if you follow it and by day 3 you're starving, you can look at where you get hungriest and you know you can't eat this, this and this because it doesn't really, those foods don't really keep you full. You can eat them, but you need to have something else. But if one of the meals that you picked from whatever you copied, you found that afterwards, oh man, I was so full after that meal, I was full for like 4 or 5 hours. Well, look at what was in that bowl, look at what was in that dish, what was in it that made you feel full, and then start applying that to more foods. You have to look and find what works for you. We want a simple solution. We want someone to just tell us what to do, but that only really works if someone has the chance to get a detailed understanding of what you've tried in the past, where you're at, what your starting weight is. You diarized a little bit of the amount that you've eaten. And, you've basically collated the amount of data that would allow someone like me to work with. If you're just going to blanket take advice from somebody or copy somebody or do what somebody else says based on what they do, they are a different person. You are a unique individual, completely unique to anybody else in this world. Just like a fingerprint, just like you have a completely unique fingerprint, so do you have a completely unique DNA makeup. And you are unlikely to get results by just carbon copying what somebody else does, especially if that person has been fit and healthy their whole life. You need to find what works for you. So take advice by all means from as many people as you want, but start applying it to your daily life, finding out what works for you, and then applying that later on. You have to keep iterating on what you're doing. Find out the foods find 5 foods. I mean, you can go and look at my video and start there and see which ones of those work for you, but find 5 foods that keep you full, that you find are relatively comfortable for you to eat, that don't have too many calories in them, and base your meal plans or base what you eat around those 5 foods. And it might take you a couple of weeks to find those foods, but that's going to set you up for the next couple of years or life even. So you need to take that time to do it. You can't just carbon copy what somebody else is doing. And a lot of people want to do that. A lot of people try that. It doesn't work. And then they associate that with, I can't lose weight even though I eat healthy, or I can't lose weight even though I've eaten the right types of foods. It's not the case. It's just whatever that person did just didn't work for you. If you want a starting point, I recommend you go start on either my fundamentals of weight loss or the 5 foods that I use to lose weight. I'll see you all very soon.